And here he is, look, we found the Macmaster in his Porsche Taycan Proton Coupe, British Motoring Museum.
Can we get in on the intro? Can we get in on the intro?
So today we are going to the British Motor Museum and we're going to have a walk around, eat some food. I'll educate you on cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make a plan for what we're going to do for our next adventure.
Yeah, I need a trip.
Yeah, definitely need a trip.
I need a trip.
This is
My car's been in an accident.
I know, 3 accidents.
Three accidents.
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, 3 accidents.
Actually, my front bumper could do with paint. I'm going to claim on you. Have you been involved in an accident that wasn't your fault? It kind of was my fault.
Did you buy an electric car?
Yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. Right, let's go inside because it's freezing cold.
It is.
Here we are. Look, my dad's bought me a ticket to go to the museum, which is nice of him. And here we are at the British Motor Museum. It's an important place for classic cars, this, so if you haven't been, you should come. It's in Gaydon. Lee's got excited because he's found a Capri already. And I quite like this Land Rover. I found a Land Rover that I like. Look, it's like a 2-door. Why didn't they make this? That is so cool. It's like a beach buggy. So that's the 2011 Land Rover DC100 Sports Concept. Although reactions to the concepts were generally encouraging, the die-hard enthusiasts were not so keen. They don't sell cars to die-hard enthusiasts. They haven't sold cars to die-hard enthusiasts for a long time. They sell them on finance to women that want to put pictures of themselves on Instagram. They should have made this. I think that's ace. Yep, I like that a lot. You found your Capri, Lee?
Found my Capri.
Is that the one you'd have, or would you have a later one?
Do you know what?
So that's a 73.
That's a 73. I'm not sure. I think I might have. I'd probably. That's the classic one, isn't
That's the classic, that's a Mark 1, but this is the Ferguson Formula 4x4. So it's a development car to see if they could do 4-wheel drive. Never went into production, didn't stop other companies using the technology. So that would have been interesting because that is a V6 4-wheel drive Capri.
I mean, it's got the vinyl roof.
I love a vinyl roof.
A vinyl roof.
Vinyl roofs are just cool.
And sunroof as well.
Yeah, it's very cool, isn't it? Oh, broken car already. If you broke it, you have to buy it.
You have to buy it.
Yeah, but thankfully these cars are all from the 50s, so they're not worth anything anymore.
Zodiac.
That's a Ford Zodiac. And then we've got a Cortina. No, sorry, Granada. It's a Granada.
They're just classic.
Yeah, it's a terrible shape, isn't it? Like, if you think about the design of that.
It's
but now,
not the
doesn't
best
it
design.
look so cool?
But it's better than the designs these days.
It's better than anything that's new. And then you've got an RS200. And then it's a Group B rally car. These are starting to sell for good, strong money. I did some of these in my auction recently. Then a Sierra Sapphire Cosworth. What colour is that? Sierra Sapphire Cosworth Lux, look, with all the leather. 4x4. I don't say what it does about this actual car as to why this actual car is here. This car is the last Sierra Sapphire Cosworth 4x4 to be produced and has been in Ford's collection from new. There you go, there's the answer. The very last Sierra Sapphire Cosworth. That's a cool thing. And then this is an Escort Cosworth rally car. And you've seen these on the channel because Richard from Challenger Road owns one. This particular rally car no longer has its engine or gearbox. That's a shame. That's an XR2. And then that is an ST170. Now I've owned 2 of these. In fact, I've owned one in this colour. What does it say about this particular one? It doesn't actually say. More than 2 million units of sales over the course of its production. 2022, it was announced the Focus will be discontinued. I can't believe they discontinued the Ford Focus and the Ford Fiesta. Both these 2 cars that we're looking at here, no longer available. You can't buy a Fiesta and you can't buy a Focus. Just insane, isn't it? And that's why these museums are important, because it's just all gone to shit. Yeah, brilliant. I'm loving that. So that's the very last one they ever made, that Sapphire. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Such a lovely looking car. Full leather. Try to see the mileage.
Left-hand drive.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I think it's 1,200 miles, because I think it says it's been in the Ford collection since new. So it's never been outside of Ford ownership. Very, very cool. Yeah, I love that colour. I know, I thought they all had the black lip on the spoiler, but maybe the Ford geeks can correct me in the comments. I thought they all had a black lip.
Spoilers do anything, or are they just for show?
I think they're just for show.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the Escort Cosworth over here, the whale tail spoiler was iconic, but it was well known that they performed better with them off.
Really?
They had a slightly lower top speed with the whale tail spoiler on. But then, because of the way insurance went, Ford ended up making this optional. So this was a no-cost option to delete it when you ordered your car, because they were so desirable to thieves, people would order them without the spoiler, so they were less obvious.
Oh.
Because they were getting stolen like anything. Love it. I don't know a huge amount about the RS200 actually. It's sort of slightly before my car knowledge kicks off, because this will be a 1986. That was the year I was born, so that explains why I don't know a huge amount about them. I sort of missed Group B by a couple of years, which is a bit of a shame. So here we have the first. This is a pre-production Land Rover, and it was lost to time and then found on a farm in Warwickshire, so that's been fully restored. Then that is the first Mini. So talk about historical and cultural significance. You know, what the Land Rover ended up becoming and what the Mini ended up becoming, and these are 1 and 1. So that's really cool. You wouldn't fit in that.
I don't think I'd fit in that, no. And I used to have a Mini, but I had the BMW Mini.
Yeah.
But this, look at it. I wouldn't get in it.
It is tiny, isn't it? It's lovely.
But that's why it's called a Mini.
Yeah.
And now you look at a Mini, it's not even a Mini. It doesn't live up to its name.
The new electric Clubman, I don't know what they've done to that. So this is a 71. What is it here? I don't know what's so special about this one, but I'm enjoying the two-tone golden brown. That is really rather nice. I've just spotted a car that I have put on the channel before. I think this is the pre-production MG that never made it, and I think I filmed this when it was parked outside Longbridge not too long ago. Quite a cool looking thing. There's some really cool cars here. Yeah. And a great colour as well. We're on our way to the cafe really, so I'm not going to film any of this yet. Oh, just seen Aston Martin DB5. So we'll go to the cafe and then we'll film all this. Right, that was breakfast.
It was.
What would you give your breakfast out of 10?
For a cob, I'd go for a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, it was good.
Solid score. Mine fell apart, so I'm going to go 8.
8?
Yeah. But if it hadn't fallen apart, maybe it would have been better. It was all doable.
Coffee was nice.
Coffee was all
I
right.
think we'll be back for another coffee in a bit.
Coffee was rubbish.
Was it?
Yeah.
You're funny about your coffee.
I am a bit funny about my coffee, but the thing is, I've just been away and just getting back to,
You need an espresso.
Coffees don't need an espresso. What do you think you are, George Clooney?
I've got one.
Have you? Oh, because
Yeah.
no, I like we've had so much nice coffee while we've been away that maybe I'm much more sensitive to good quality coffee. Anyway, nobody wants to watch me moan about coffee. Let's do cars. So this is a Riley 1.5 rally car. I think Oxford Uni are doing something with that. So we'll work our way back down the stairs and see what we can find. Conference room. Right, down the escalator. Lee, I'm a serious automotive journalist. You can't be making blowjob jokes. This is an Austin Swallow.
Yeah, and the postcode, the ending of it for here is BJ.
Down at Gaydon with Lee and his boyfriend. Right, let's go. Where does the museum start? Let's go back this way. I think we need to go in there. That's where we started.
Right.
Lee, you can't make it up, right? It's a BMW Dixie.
Yeah.
So you've got a BJ postcode.
Yeah.
It's called Gaydon. That's an Austin Swallow, and this is a BMW Dixie. Have they done this deliberately? There's no jokes in this video. We are.
That looks better than the modern day BMW.
It looks far better than the modern day BMWs. We are serious motoring journalists today.
Yes.
So this is a pre-production MG that never got made. Yeah, so that looks fantastic. That is a Vauxhall. Looks like the Aston Martin Bulldog, but it's not. It's a Vauxhall SRV concept. Styling research vehicle. Designed to be powered by a transversely mounted 2.3 slant 4. I wonder what horsepower that would have produced then, but look at the style of it. It's like a Citroen SM meets an Aston Martin Bulldog. That's the cars that we thought we were going to be driving in the future, not the crap that they're giving us today. We thought we were all going to be running around in these, and we thought they'd fly. Shocking, we've been done over. That's cute, isn't it? That Leyland something or other. Where is it? MG EXE concept car. Now, I think that one's the one on the top. What's this then? Michelotti mini-based MG Sports concept and an ADO 34. Very, very pretty little cars. Very pretty indeed. And it's really good to see that MG actually after filming it at Longbridge last year when it was outside in the rain. The MG EXE, another great looking car. It's quite hard to see them when they, why would they put them up on plinths? It would have been good if they'd made the plinth lower so you can actually have a good look at the car. 1955 Land Rover Series 1 prototype with a very Rolls-Royce front end. That's cool to see. Everything in here is cool to see, to be fair. Right, I'm going to have to go and have a look at, well, that looks a lot like a Corvette. I'm going to find out what that is. Twin engine mini moke. No way. In order to explore the cross-country potential of the moke, twin engine version with four-wheel drive was built in '62. Wow. So an engine in the front and an engine in the back. That'll go anywhere. Yeah, really cool. And then you got this thing that obviously looks like a fiberglass Corvette. Well, that's a very good looking car. Let's go find out what this is all about. Look at the back end of that Vauxhall. That's what we wanted. Not electric Corsas. This is the Vauxhall XBR concept, inspired by the Chevrolet Mako Shark 2 concept. Yeah, never built. 3 prototypes. Right, let's go and have a look at these Jaguar race cars, because the Jaguar race cars look flipping ace, if I do say so myself. Look at that. That is a diesel Jaguar S-Type. These Jags just look so good in green with the R wheels on them. Just like such a fantastic looking race car. And then this as well, and the XJS on the other side. It's incredible how far Jaguar have gone from their actual roots when they were doing actual cool stuff, and now they're giving us a woke 4-door electric saloon that nobody will buy. No one's going to buy that because nobody's buying the Maserati. So the electric Maserati has just been cancelled because nobody wants to buy it, and yet Jaguar are fully committed. Jaguar of course had a foray into Formula 1. It was pretty disastrous, but they did produce one of the best looking Formula 1 cars. Look at the colours. That's a great looking car. They were rubbish though, weren't they? Yeah, Jaguar's time in Formula 1 was basically marred by failure, but it's a good looking car. I do like that S-Type. And then you've got a D-Type, long nose. So this is a genuine D-Type. Is it a genuine D-Type? The penultimate D-Type built. This is worth millions of pounds. So that's cool. Again, like, that is the heritage of Jaguar. Just flipping epic. C-Type. And yet what they give us now is a 4-door electric saloon. Only available in pink with rainbow stripes. It's embarrassing, isn't it? Cool. Right, some Rovers. Rover BRM. Gas turbine Le Mans racing car. Again, like Rover. Amazing that they were working on this. First entered for Le Mans in 1963. It required special permission from the organiser to take part, and it raced as number 00 and came 8th, gaining a special prize for the first gas turbine to finish the race. So cool. Nothing to it as well. I'm just spending 24 hours in that. A lot of corduroy. I'm enjoying the corduroy. There's a lot to see here, and I don't really want to document the whole museum for you because I think you should come and have a look for yourself. So I'll just highlight some things as we go around that interest me. like this Wolseley, because yes, I'm interested in a Wolseley princess. Last of the line, and the very last Wolseley. After 6 months in the marketplace, the 18-22 models dropped the individual Austin, Morris and Wolseley names and just became Princess. This model was the last to wear the Wolseley mark after 80 years. That was the end of Wolseley. What's that? Is that Bristol? No, it's an Alvis TE21. Good looking car. That is a nice looking thing. Yep, I've got a lot of time for that. Look at that Jaguar E-Type. That's what E-Type should look like. That's what they should do with all these E-Types that go through auction and don't sell. They should turn them into those. That looks fantastic. I wonder what the Map Master's got distracted by. That's a Vauxhall Viva. Lovely proportions on a Vauxhall Viva. Hillman? Is that Hillman Minx? Hillman Minx Californian. The now rare Hillman Minx Californian, conceived for the American market, significant and forming part of Britain's export drive in the 50s. Based on a Hillman Minx, it blended a mix of British and American styling motifs. Sales of the car in America were less than anticipated. Just cute. Yeah, very cute. That's a Nash Metropolitan, also known as an Austin Metropolitan, and I learned that from watching Fast and Loud. Kind of funky design on that. Very interesting. That's a Triumph Mayflower. Again, like very distinctive silhouette on the Triumph Mayflower. TVR? Is that called a TVR Vixen? I think it might be, you know. No, a Grand Tourer. I was wrong. I apologise. TVR Grand Tourer. Look at the grey sky out there. Pathetic. Right, we've got a Land Rover over here that's wearing tank tracks, which is obviously very cool. I mean, that's going to go anywhere, isn't it? Look at that. Look at the drive shaft down the middle. Oh, that's impressive. Yeah, very cool. And then let's go and have a look at what this McLaren is all about here. That's the McLaren PP7. What's that for? What's this one all about?
Shall I show you my car?
Yes.
Come on, I've chosen my car. I'm not having a Capri.
You're not having a Capri? You changed your mind?
No, I'm having that one.
Is that DB5?
That is the James Bond one. I think it's the DB5.
Yeah, DB5. Beautiful proportions.
1965.
1965 DB5. I prefer a DB4, but don't tell anyone. But that's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the most iconic British car, isn't it? Because of the James Bond thing.
That's the one out of Bond,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, I think it says it here. Immortalised in celluloid.
Yeah. Goldfinger.
Yeah.
I
mean, come on.
Yeah, they're special cars. They really are. It'd probably be £600,000, something like that. 600,000 or 700,000. They've come down a bit.
Come here, have a look at this.
Yeah. You sounded like Supercar Blondie then.
I don't look like it. Electric sports car.
From 2008.
Yeah.
In 2011, the Lightning GT joined and won the UK government's emissions covered more. So why did it fail then?
Because it's electric.
But if we tried to do electric in 2008 and we had a Lightning GT in 2008 and it didn't work, why? Like, what are they all playing at today? It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a nice car.
It's a good-looking car, that. Yeah, if you turned up in one of them instead of that Taycan,
yeah,
that is a cool-looking car.
That Taycan's had an accident now.
3 accidents.
3 accidents.
Lotus Europa. That's a good-looking car. And then a bright orange Jensen Interceptor. And then that is one of the James Bond cars, I think. Maybe it's not the actual one. Oh, there you go. This particular car was used at the V12 Vanquish's launch in 2001 at the Geneva Motor Show. Okay, so it's not an actual James Bond car, but it's a Vanquish. No. These are very affordable right now as well.
Are they how much are those?
These are like 40 grand. They're going through auction at like a very affordable amount of money.
Same price as my Taycan.
Yeah. You could have a V12 Vanquish. We could probably even find you a manual for what your Taycan's going to cost. And you'd be James Bond.
Oh yeah. I'd be more like Brooke Bond.
So that's the DB5. Right, this MG, is this an electric one as well? Is this... it's a good looking coupe. It is an electric supercar concept from 2024. 500 mile range. No, it won't. 0 to 62 in less than 3 seconds. Nobody cares. The first electric vehicle of its kind to go on sale. Although the Cyber GTS is just a model at the moment, public reaction to it will show MG if the project is worth pursuing.
See, it's not going to come out though, is it? That will never come out looking like that.
Well, they've bought the convertible out, but yeah, it just won't.
The front's nice.
The front's nice, but
then you get to the back.
It gets really awkward in the middle, doesn't it?
It gets awkward in the middle. That's like
door line is really weird.
We did that on a Friday. Started on a Monday.
Yeah.
Went to Friday, and the back, it's a bit not too bad, but it's just.
You see the arrow in the indicator? See how the arrow points right?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't like that at all. But then when you look at that and then you go over to the like timelessness of the DB5.
I mean, come on.
It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's a special car, that is.
That's a special car.
Well, that's a special car in terms of like the new meaning of the word special.
Yes.
But this is a special car. Cool. Right, let's walk around that way. Right, so moving on from the McLaren, we go through 2 Land Rovers and out to the Range Rover Stormer concept. I always liked the Range Rover Stormer concept. Obviously it ended up becoming the Range Rover Sport, but this had a really interesting interior on it that never translated to any road cars. Check this out. Really cool interior. And a great colour. Really, really like that. In the orange. I'm a big fan. I like precious stones in the tail lights. I'm surprised that's not something the Range Rover have done, to be fair. Then you've got a pink Land Rover. And you've got, you see this one, Lee? You've got the British Trans-Americas Expedition. Well, that would be a whole different thing today, wouldn't it? The Trans-Americas. they wouldn't do it in Land Rovers. Oh, yeah. And then that's an early 2-door Range Rover. It's just beautiful.
I like this.
You like this? Ford Anglia 105E from the Harry Potter films. This car is one of 16 Anglias that we used for filming. Some of the cars were hung from a gimbal to simulate flight. Some were damaged after running with the Whomping Willow, and others were sectioned to provide interior shots. It's a lovely car, that, isn't it, actually?
It is.
The proportions are really nice. Trotters Independent Trading Company. I really like the fact that you've got like the American style fins on the back.
Yeah.
In the old when fins were like a thing, so they're not huge, but you've got just enough overhang to make it really pretty.
Good.
Very, very nice looking car. Yeah, I got a lot of time for that actually. And then you've got DeLorean, obviously.
You've got to get to 88 miles an hour.
Exactly, so we can go back to a time when cars were proper. Land Rover SVX concept. This would end up becoming the Land Rover SVX, which I already documented because a Land Rover had one stolen from their heritage fleet at a Land Rover show, which was quite hilarious. And then you've got the car from Judge Dredd. That's a bit of Lee, isn't it? Look at the interior on that. That's crazy. Bright green Capri. The only Fools and Horses Capri, and the only Fools and Horses 3-wheeler over there. This is the Judge Dredd City Cab. Insert credit chip. Dial your personal indication number. Yeah. Please note, unbooted chips will be charged. That's where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a cool looking thing though. But could do with it without the sort of 15-minute city connotations, which is obviously all incoming. Golden days of motoring, 1920s. This caravan's rather beautiful as well, isn't it? I love a caravan, you probably worked that out. It's amazing that I don't own a caravan. Bought a motorhome instead, which you'll be seeing on the channel in the coming weeks, actually. I might be bringing the motorhome work forward as well, because of some things that are happening at home. What have we got here? 33 EJB, the original. Is that the original one? The original Monte Carlo Mini? Is that the actual one? This car helped Penny Hopkirk finish third overall in its first event, Tour de France, and to gain an outright win on handicap. In its only other event, the Monte Carlo Rally 64, performed even better. Paddy and co-driver won the event outright. Amazing, this is the actual car. This car must be worth a fortune. That's the actual car that won the 1964 Monte Carlo Rally. Incredible. And then you've got, I remember seeing this here when I was a kid, which is funny. MG Metro 6R4 to Clubman spec. That's very cool. That is one beastly looking Austin Healey Sprite. That looks incredible. Astra. What's the Astra doing here? Seems strange. Oh, it's the Nürburgring edition. 835 cars only. Oh, a strange one, but I suppose it's the Vauxhall Heritage Collection. They've got a TVR over here. 2005 Le Mans TVR. It's a beastly looking car. And then Red Flash. Morris Oxford. The distributor for Morris in Wales had this special built in 1925. Racing at Brooklands. For many years retained by the Wellsteed family. Took part in the Motor Industry Jubilee at Cardiff in 1946. So cool. So much history. And that's a Grand Prix racing car, believe it or not. And I think we've got some land speed cars over here. These MG land speed cars. Drive TR2 prototype, speed record car. And then these must be land speed record cars. 1954 MG speed record car. 141.86 with a flying 10-mile record of 170 miles an hour. And it's beautiful. So that's that. And then that is an MGF. Well, it's not, because it's an MG EX255. So how fast did it go? 255 miles an hour plus. Driven by Andy Green, who drove Thrust SSC, which is, I think, still the current speed record car. And here's another example of electric cars that we thought we were going to get. Look at that thing. That looks incredible. What's the crack here? Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this. Hey, Jaguar, you know you're working on that new Pride car? It should look like that. Electric hypercar concept. 1,000 horsepower. Wow. From 2024. Isn't that incredible? That's what electric cars should look like. That's wild.
But then you look at the modern day electric MGs. And
Yeah,
not like that.
and they don't look
They're
anything
orange
like
and
that.
they're awful.
So we're in here and we're seeing some really cool looking MGs, and then you go out on the road and none of it translates to the cars.
I will say this.
Go on.
When I went to Porsche to see the launch of the Mission E,
Yeah.
right, the concept car for the Taycan, if you look at that compared to the Taycan, it's not dissimilar. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the first concept cars where they actually make the production car look like the concept car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, the proof that the Taycan is such a good looking car, everybody's copying it.
Yeah.
That's why you got BYDs coming out now that look like Porsche Taycans.
The poor Taycan.
Yeah, poor Taycan, exactly, yeah. Right, Automobilia through here. What we got here? I can see a Land Rover or two. I love seeing model car, like concept cars. I know a few people who'd have one of them. Alex, I'm talking to you. Looks like a transport. A clay model of the new Defender. Cutaway clay model. Yeah, you wouldn't think that they were still doing clay models as late as that. But it's very cool to see. It's the way car design used to be. To get the proportions and everything. Wow. It's clay and foam. So I realised I was touching the car there in front of a sign that said "Don't touch." This is cool. This is very cool because this was so ahead of its time. This is the Austin Princess Triplex 1020 glass back. And annoyingly, that TV is really loud, but that is such a cool concept car, and it was so ahead of its time. Even just the colours and the styling and everything. That was sold. Caterham Aero 7 concept. That's cool as well. So, I do like these concept car areas. Cutaway Mini. Very cool. And then what's the Rover all about? Not clear as to why that one's here, but I suppose it's got all of the labels on it to show you what's what. It's pretty cool from a car design point of view, because Britain has always played an important role in car design. You know, so many cars have been designed at Coventry, even if they weren't necessarily built there. And yet, here we are today. What you found?
I found a sign that should be on the outside of a Tesla.
Oh yeah?
Right, come and look at this. This needs to be on the outside of every Tesla.
Filled with brats. Yeah, very good, very good. The jokes just don't get old, do they? I don't think our viewers get tired of us making all of these really obvious, like, jokes. It's funny. Cool. Right, I think we need to go upstairs. There's more cars upstairs now.
Okay.
Brats. Love it. Cool. Right. Let's find the stairs. (1957) speed record car, 255 miles an hour. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Lee's gone for a wee. Yeah, I love it. You forget. It's easy to forget like just how important the automotive industry has been to Britain. Is this a Popemobile? Ceremonial vehicle. Part of a fleet of vehicles which accompanied Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip on a 6-month Commonwealth tour soon after the coronation. Cool. Nice colour as well. It's like a deep brown. That's a lovely colour. Yep. Got a lot of time for that. There's another MG concept over here that looks great. There's a Rover. Sorry, a Rover concept. It's a Rover RO20 quarter scale model. That would have been a good looking car. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that what happened to Rover actually happened, isn't it? What's this? Think about London. No thank you. I don't want to get stabbed. What's this for? Quiet, clean and electric. Government Car and Dispatch Agency. The Cabinet Office. There you go. That was an electric car that made sense. It's small, it would have been affordable, and it's made of what looks like to me the same material they make toilet seats out of, or marble. That would have worked. And no, we have the BMW iX. That's what we got instead. It's so hilarious how it went so wrong on the electric car front. Just laughable. Let's look at this thing. 1899 Wolseley 3.5 horsepower. Love it. Yep. Very cool. Right. Just wait for Lee to finish his way, and then we'll move on upstairs. Oh yeah, that's where we started. Wooden buck for making panels. Very cool. Very cool indeed to see. And then a TR3A. I love the way the doors drop down on this. Such a neat little styling feature. Really low door. Makes you feel like you're really driving the car because you're almost sat on top of it. Yep, very cool indeed. 1959 TR3. If you're enjoying the video, do give us a little thumbs up or a like or a subscribe, whatever you're feeling. Right, we come up the stairs and this is the Vauxhall Heritage Fleet. So that is a Vauxhall VXR, which is essentially a Holden. So that's a V8, the VXR8 GTSR. Funny story, when I was at university, I worked for a surfing magazine, and when Vauxhall launched this as an estate, I wrote to them and said, I think that's the best surfer's car, can I have one? So they sent one down for a weekend.
Did they?
Yeah.
Was it good to drive?
Oh, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
This isn't the one that Clarkson drove, the Australian one, is it? No.
Yeah, probably is, because I spoke to the guy that, when the guy delivered the car down, because we were in Cornwall, they gave me the car for the whole weekend, and he was saying whenever he dropped the car to Clarkson, they'd come back completely trashed.
Really?
Wheels, tyres, everything. Yeah, it was really funny. So I had this for a weekend, and I very, very nearly crashed it.
Because he never liked Vauxhalls.
No.
In fact, so much so he was.
Yeah, he was always quite vocal
but he
for being
liked
anti-Vauxhall.
this,
But he liked
yeah.
this because this is essentially an Australian car. It's a Holden. But I used it for doing like taxi runs into town on a Friday night, taking all the boys from the surf team out and showing off. It was really funny. I think we hit 150 mile an hour at one point, but obviously that was on a closed road. That's the Vauxhall Ampera, which was their first electric car. No, it's an electric hybrid. You never see any of them around anymore though. First plug-in hybrid cars. Yeah, just sort of disappeared, that did. And then I'm enjoying the Chevette at the back there. That's very cool. In fact, all of these cars are cool. GTE. That's probably a bit of Lee, isn't it? And then the Astra Bertoni Coupe. I had a Bertoni convertible for a while, and I loved it. That's the 888, which is the sort of one with the body kit and just a great looking car. I mean, if that wasn't a Vauxhall, this was the problem. It was always held back by the badge. It's a good looking car. VXR 220, again, superb little car. Vauxhall Wyvern, Vauxhall Velox, Vauxhall Victor. I don't know what that one is. That's a Victor Deluxe Estate. Oh yes, ragtop roof. Lovely. Just looking out the window at all the rain. Yeah, very nice indeed. Why haven't they got a Cavalier? Should have a Mark III Cavalier. SRI, that'd be cool. Viva GT, Chevette. Look at the seats on this Chevette. And then they've got a droop snoot. These are a bit of you, Lee.
I like the Chevette.
Yeah, the Chevette's cool.
I love the Chevette.
Loving the interior on
That's
that.
cool, isn't it?
So cool.
And at a time where you had back seats, I'll just put this out here, where you could get three people in the back.
Yeah.
Because the middle would be a seat.
Instead of it just being a hump, yeah.
Yeah, but now, like my Porsche Taycan, if you want a seat in the middle, you have to pay extra, otherwise you get like a little cup holder thing, that's it.
Crazy, isn't it?
Put a seat in the middle.
Put a seat in the middle. We've got a crazy idea. Put a seat in the middle. Love it. Vauxhall, Firenze, HP, droop snoot. What a great looking car. Production was cut short by the Yom Kippur War, petrol shortages and the 3-day working week in Britain. Well, we haven't got petrol shortages at the minute, and we haven't got a 3-day working week, but we certainly are heading towards war. The original plans for 1,000 were abandoned, and 204 survivors are now prized collector's items. I'm not sure I've seen one of these pop up in an auction, actually. That's gorgeous. What a great looking car that is. I'll have a little Google and see if there's been any recent auctions, and I can tell you what they're worth. This is a Cavalier 2000 GLS. 5 grand all day long. Every Cavalier I see like that goes through auction sells for 5,000 quid. And that is a Calibra. which is of the same sort of age as my Proton Coupe. This car was probably the reason the Proton Coupe didn't sell in any great numbers, because they were buying these instead. And you can sort of see why. I mean, it's a good looking car. You would have saved a little bit of money by buying the Proton, but the Calibra is the better looking car. But then again, you would have gone for a Puma. Calibra V6 as well. Nice. 20,000 quid. I think the Proton was 14,000, so it was quite a bit cheaper. And then you can see the motorsport section up top there. Very cool. And I think what we'll do now is move out to the second room where they've got the Jaguar Heritage Collection, and I know there's some really interesting cars in there. The one that I'm looking forward to seeing is I think it's called a CX-75. It's a concept supercar, and it looks like everything that a Jaguar should be. So I think I'll cut the video there, and we'll start a new video in the next room. So thank you for watching this bit. Let me know what cars you like the most. Let me know which part of the video you like the most, and let me know which car you'd be driving home. Bonus points if it's the Proton Coupe. Before we move into the next room, Lee's just said, any car in here.
In the comment section,
yeah,
out of all the cars, wait till Geoff finishes his video because there'll be a few more. Out of all the cars in this video, which one, and think carefully about it, would you have, and why would you have it? Pop it in the comment section down below. May spark a memory for you. It might be something, might be a car that your dad had from your childhood or whatever. Let us know in the comment section.
Go on then, which one are you having?
I would, now I said earlier on I'd have the Aston Martin, but that's only because it looks iconic.
The DB5, Bond, which is just over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to say, if I had to really be held to it and say take one away, it'd be the Capri that we had on the way in.
The first, yeah.
The
first Capri we saw.
There's something, there's actually hairs are standing up on my arms. It's because my dad had a Capri, and it takes me back to the Minder in my younger days, and that's what it's all about, nostalgia. And I don't think we'll have that now, and I feel really sorry for kids these days, where, you know, we played on the carpets going,
yeah, they don't do that anymore.
And they don't do that anymore. You're going to go.
The cars don't even make a noise. Yeah.
Just, I feel
crazy, isn't it?
It's quite sad. And I feel sorry for the motor manufacturers, because it's the governments that have taken away from the motor manufacturers. They're the ones that are at fault and who've done this. And the motor manufacturers should just stand up now and just say, no, we're not listening to you. Yes, we'll make them more economical. Yes, we'll make them more environmentally friendly. But no, we're not making them electric.
I fully agree. And like, they're starting to stand up and say this now, but it's almost too little too late.
Yeah.
Like, the damage is already done.
There's a lot of motor manufacturers. Look at the damage that the Taycan's done to Porsche.
Yeah.
Partly down to me. But... But, you know, it's a great car, but stick an engine in it. We've said this before, you said it before.
Best looking car you can buy, 100%.
Yeah, but the Taycan, I remember Top Gear having the Panamera on.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Clarkson went, nice.
Yeah.
And that's how the Panamera should have been.
Yep.
And it would have been a winner. Stick an engine in it. Happy days.
I think we just solved all of Porsche's problems.
Yeah, take the batteries out, put an engine in it, job done.
Right, let's move on to the next part of the journey. So as we work our way out the building then, Lee said, which car would I take? And I would take that Sierra Sapphire Cosworth or the drop nose Snoop, because I really like that. But I have a major soft spot for this thing. I really like this. It's just a bit of me, that's a bit beach buggy, isn't it?
Come on, the Capri.
It's a great looking car. Yeah.
For its time, and it still held its looks.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Especially with the vinyl roof and the sunroof and the green.
Vinyl roofs. They didn't work really, because we had hot summers back in the 70s.
They'd all just peel off.
It just was boiling.
Back when there's, you know, we had normal weather.
Yeah, no air conditioning. Black leather inside with a black roof in the 70s, which was the hottest weather. It didn't work.
You just made an oven. Yeah. Right, gift shop and then other building. Right, so this is the Jaguar Heritage Trust Collection. And there's some very cool concept cars in here. Oh, look at this, I'm excited already. Oh my goodness, there's an XJ220.